Welcome to a new Dungeons & Dragons adventure on Instant Roleplay. We gather heroes from all over the world, and we take them to strange new lands which exist only in our imaginations and the virtual surfaces of Berserk Games Tabletop Simulator. Adventuring today, we have a man of many talents, including, but not nearly limited to, music composition, sound engineering, vocal impressions, filmmaking, and just one of the hosts of a YouTube channel where you can find him and his friends airing hilarious podcasts. It is our friend Kyle from Trouble Planet.
Oh, that was me. Okay.
Kyle.
Hey.
That's you. How are you, Kyle?
How did you not know that was you?
I was definitely sure that was going to be Karen. I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for having me and inviting me to do this session. I got to do one before with you guys that unfortunately didn't get to make it for everybody to be able to consume. So I'm hoping that this one actually gets out there, and we have a lot of fun.
This one will be there as long as the technology supports us to get it there.
Yeah, that'll be a big factor.
Next up, you already mentioned her. Karen is bold, beautiful, and she belches more powerfully than anyone we know. You are a streamer, a cosplayer, let's player, and all-around pal. Again, Karen of Karen Above Gaming. Karen, are you feeling ready?
Maybe. We'll see. I have been on instant roleplay before, and it was my very first game, so it was the most terrifying experience of my life. I've since played one other game, so yay! I'm really experienced.
Yeah. Totally. All right, no less beautiful is the Potato Man of Britannia, our overseas Weeb Lord and Metal Gear aficionado. You can catch him on Twitch multiple days a week. International Man of Mystery, Vaguely Someone.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, Dad! Well, now this is weird.
So it's that kind of roleplay.
Yeah. Well, that voice you just heard, he may be last in the intro, but he will be getting top praise, I'm sure, for his infectious and joyous attitude and energetic character portrayal. We have strategy game streaming masochist, Minecraft architect extraordinaire, and genuinely just cool, happy dude, Hobie of Hobie Games.
You know, cool, happy dude is a really good way to describe what I do. Usually, I go with enthusiastic incompetence, but I think that's better.
Yeah. So, of course, I am known in very small circles on the internet as Nick from Instant Replay Live, and I will be the Dungeon Master today, and I'm going to bring you into our world here. Each series of Instant Roleplay is a contained storyline, but in a shared world. A great deal of time has passed since our last adventure, where some heroes were dungeon crawling in the depths of a dwarven kingdom, and in that time we now find ourselves in a broken world. A cataclysmic event collapsed the World Spine Mountains into a seemingly bottomless canyon. This event reshaped the seas, pulling coastlines away by dozens of miles, agitated the subaquatic Sahuagin nations into aggression and violence, and we find ourselves in a place facing a societal rebirth. All trade has to change, nations are reforming, and you are all living on a frontier on the edges of a savage land known as the Nahale, an ancient forest owned by the Wild Elves, or inhabited by the Wild Elves, I should say. Your group is on a trail north, leaving behind the relative safety of a place known as the fortified city of Castalia. You are all on your way to a new coast settlement that was built to supply fishing trade down south. They are effectively a newly developed settlement, so there's a lot of need for mercenary work and just hired hands in general. So you're all kind of looking for money there. Word is, again, that there's good work there. The coast town is called Barbhook, but unfortunately, we won't be making it to that town today. Travel in the Theron frontier is never easy, and we're actually beginning with your party standing around in the aftermath of a goblin assault. Though your enemies were successfully routed, your wagon is completely wrecked. Axle and wheel broken, and worse yet, one of your two draft horses is dead from an arrow to the eye. The other is lying in pain on the ground from a broken leg. Now, Kyle, before we get into character stuff, your character is... Your horse is fine. You would have had like a separate riding horse.
I was a little worried about that for a second.
I know, I wanted to jump in with that just before we got to it. So your horse is fine, but the two horses that were pulling the group wagon, one is dead, one is injured. And by way of introduction, I'd like to have all your characters thinking about this, and what I'll have you do is each of you will give us a description of your characters, including name, race, and class, and then follow up with just kind of a single in-character statement voicing your opinion on the situation. So this isn't taking action, this is just what your character says the group should do about the wounded horse and the broken axle, etc. Hobie, if you're comfortable, we'll begin with you.
Okay, I am playing Devin Bliss. I am a halfling bard with the charlatan background. He is pretty dedicated specifically to making money, and the group kind of is a close second to that. He understands that he would not fare very well on his own. He goes from town to town, conning anyone that he's able to out of their hard-earned coin, and he's been called a shyster, a charlatan, and a snake oil salesman by anyone that's ever met him. He is usually not terribly concerned with the well-being of others, but he does have a soft spot for animals and things that need his help. So he is seriously considering healing this horse, or at least putting it out of its misery.
Karen, if you would take next.
Sure. My name is Eredorhim Yuldran. I am a dragonborn druid. My background is Outlander. I very recently left my clan to go exploring for reasons that my party does not know or understand. I am a bit of a loner, but I do care very much for the land that has provided for me my entire life. Oh, and physical description, of course. Like I said, I think I said, he's fairly young. He's traveling from home for the first time. Pretty tall, pretty hefty dude. He's a copper dragon, dragonborn, I guess, with violet eyes. And he cares very much for the land and all of the things that the land provides for him. So if there is the ability to do so, he says, I would really like to heal this horse if we can. Not only would it be kind to be able to extend this creature's life, I also feel like it would be utilitarian for us to be able to use this horse again.
Okay, so my character's name is Nock Nundol. I am a half-orc fighter with a gladiator background. Nock was a member of something that we're going to call the Traveling Combat League, which is a show where combatants would fight and grapple each other into submission in tournaments or exhibitions. These shows would often have long storylines and a rotating cast of characters. Although Nock was a popular and successful combatant, he was always cast as a villain character, counter to his in-show rival, Jor Whitmore. He eventually grew tired of never having the chance to actually be cast as a hero in the storyline. So he quit the league to become a real hero with hopes to eventually return in the hero role. A kind of important thing for him during this and to fans is that he earned a belt from a series of competitions where he would constantly win every single year in a row, 13 years in a row, and fans would constantly refer to this as the Run. Now, the way that Nock actually looks is he is just basically a giant behemoth of a man, or a half-orc, I suppose, basically weighing well over 400 pounds. That's 181 kilograms for those of you who don't understand pounds, so he is huge. He isn't just some gelatinous blob, though. He's actually finely chiseled stone. He doesn't have just a six-pack. He's got a whole case of ab muscles. His arms are just way too big. I'd probably say they're kind of like boulders. His hands are gigantic as well, and tree trunks for legs. And so because his body he takes a lot of care to make sure that his body is this rippling muscle masterpiece. A lot of his armor seems somewhat doesn't seem as protective as it could possibly be. For instance, his upper body armor is basically covering his shoulders and his arms, and it completely exposes his midriff and his pecs, so you can always take that in. And his pants are essentially what I would say look kind of like Speedo shorts, but they're armored, and boots that go all up to his knees. And he, of course, has his belt on that he wears all the time. Yeah, so and he also has a helmet that kind of looks like a mix between something you might see someone nowadays wear if they were someone who is active in some sort of extreme sport, like maybe skateboarding or something like that, and a warfare helmet. So that's generally what Nock looks like. So gigantic, strong fellow who has way too many muscles. Now, for the horse situation, well, if you guys want to help this horse out, that's your prerogative. I don't really think that I'm going to use anything that I have for it. I mean, it's got a broken leg. Just put it down.
All right. vaguely, if you'll finish us
Yes.
out.
I am Garl. I am a human of average height and build, and while I'm not completely different to most humans you'll see in the city, I do have two very defining traits. One is a Stetson hat that I apparently seem to need to take everywhere, and even in situations where it would be very unwise or needless or unhelpful, it'll be with me. The other is a small weapon that's usually situated in my holster but is currently in my hand and is a part of my class, the Gunslinger. And Garl is looking at the horse and saying out loud that the horse is in too much pain and I can make this very quick. We either heal it or we finish it now.
And so we know kind of an idea of what you guys are thinking, and it is time to make that decision. But I won't make you make it without any information. I will tell you that you know healing the beast is possible. It would probably take 2 of your healing word spells to get it up and set the leg, essentially. So that's a value of your own that you have to give up to do that. Alternatively, a healing potion would do the trick on its own. The other options you have here, certainly putting it down, your horse... Knock, the name that is most like mine, I should have less trouble remembering. Knock is not strong enough to pull the wagon by itself if the wagon were repaired, but the wagon is busted right now anyhow, so that may or may not factor in. However, Knock, you also know that you're not too far off from another settlement here. It's a small, not particularly affluent village called Mud Hill, aptly named for its clay harvesting export. And if anywhere was good to go for resupply, now that you're broken and looking at maybe feeding another thing, split rations on a longer journey without the cart, that would be the place to go.
With all these muscles and everything aside, unfortunately, I'm not really good at repairing a cart like this, but I think that's the bigger concern than, unfortunately, this horse. I mean, I know you guys like the horse, but maybe the wagon's a little bit more of a problem.
Well, are you going to pull the wagon for us?
Do you want me to?
Can you? You look awfully strong, but I don't know that you're up to a task this like this. This is an awfully big cart.
Oh, you think I can't pull the wagon? Can I roll to try to pull the wagon?
I'm not saying that I don't think you can
I'm
pull
gonna try.
this wagon.
I'm gonna pull this wagon then.
All right, it's up to you. I just
I lift up. Can I like roll to? I want to pull the wagon. I want to lift it up and pull it.
Yeah, so bring your die down to where maybe the miniatures are
where's
right
that
now.
at? I gotta zoom out.
At the end of the table?
The other end of the table. Okay.
Yeah.
Where the miniatures were before,
right.
too. Yep. And give us a roll for you grabbing the hulking, broken front end of this cart
is a D20, yeah?
and seeing what you can do. Yes,
Okay.
that's a D20.
I mean, like I have the D20.
You
but
can
I was just
hover
showing
over it and
Okay.
hover over it and
Okay,
hit
there we
R.
go.
Actually, it would be preferred.
All right. 20.
Oh my God!
All right. So
So you absolutely live up to the claims that you're presenting here. You grab the cart, you stand in front of it, you put 2 arms behind you, and you just lift it easily off the ground, dragging it through a rut in the dirt.
can I like start flexing and running with it, like and telling everybody to keep up with me?
you start pulling the cart. However, cart's broken, so a large piece of wheel falls off at one point. You race it down the road a little bit, and you know that you could do this for your own purposes, but certainly on the long journey, the week plus ahead of you to get to the new coast, this is not practical. So meanwhile, there is a horse making sounds of pain laying on the ground while you show off with
should
this.
probably do something about that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, clearly we don't need the horse. I have got this. So do as you must with the horse. I think I can take care of the cart. So if you want to heal it, that's fine.
It's certainly, even though you've shown and you've boasted, lifting that cart for anything longer than a show of strength of feet of strength. That's the word I'm looking for. Not a strength of
Yeah.
feet.
Are you sure it's not strength of feet?
It could be that,
in Robin
too.
Hood
It
Men
could
in
be.
Tights right now.
Yeah, I'm sure his feet are immensely powerful.
I
as
feel
well.
like a D20, like a natural 20 should mean that like I have no problems with any amount of time with this cart.
That enabled you to lift a full wagon and carry it down the road a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
Yes. That's about what your maximum potential
Okay.
is. That
Okay,
you just reached.
well, let's look at it this way. How much could we make from selling this horse to this town?
What? The wounded horse or a fixed horse?
A fixed horse. Would it outweigh the cost of a potion? Or 2 spell slots?
That's a good question.
I would say you would reasonably know that you could sell a healed horse for about 25 gold, which is about half of a potion.
Mm.
Hmm.
But your healing is a resource that renews for you every day. So if you cast the
Now,
spells,
I'm no great healer. I wanna look to my dragonborn friend.
this
and
horse
say,
is just
I've seen you work miracles. Do you think you could do that now?
Well,
Meanwhile, the horse is kicking in the dirt and it is whining out in pain and suffering throughout this.
No, shut up, horse. I'm in the middle of something.
What?
so you said that like 2 healing words might work for this?
Yeah, you could use 2 healing words is what you would estimate it would take to get the horse back up and walking.
Does anybody else in the party have the healing word spell? I think I saw somebody.
I don't want to say yes, because that spell slot could be useful later.
Yeah. Oh god. All right, let me look. I also have the gooseberry spell.
At this
Let me
point,
see.
the humane thing is to take an action now,
Nick,
whether it's healing
can I shoot
or
the horse?
killing this horse. You
While they're all
absolutely
having this
may.
conversation, can I just shoot it and kill it?
Yeah.
Dang it.
The loud crack of his pistol shot goes off, and the horse slumps.
Wasted money.
You're wasting time.
That's also true. Time is
Well, let's
money.
not waste what we have now. Let's just start cutting it up, and we're gonna, have more food.
Yeah, how much would they pay for a dead horse?
That's-
How much would they
you'd have
pay
to
for
ask
the
them.
meat? Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right. Well, we might as well not waste food.
Yeah, let's harvest this horse.
All right.
Okay.
This horse has given its life, so let us utilize.
Before
what
she
it's
can
given
finish what
us.
she's saying, can I pull out my hand axes and just start chopping it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I point
Um,
out that my dragonborn is male,
Oh,
not female?
okay, yeah,
Thank
yeah, yeah.
you.
Ooh, way to just assume
Nick,
gender.
give Karen some XP points for role playing.
For cross-gender
Yeah.
roleplay.
What year is it, by the way, in game?
What year is it? God damn you, Hobie. What? This is not, you know, what? It's 962.
Okay, this
What does
is
that mean to
962. You can't just assume a dragonborn's gender, all right?
Yeah, listen, I know I have beautiful violet eyes, but that doesn't mean I'm female.
Yeah,
Jesus.
hashtag not all lizards.
Hey, look, I'm a half
And
orc.
I round on you and I'm like, excuse me, it's dragonborn, not
Hey,
lizard."
look, I'm a
sorry.
half orc.
Look,
You guys,
are
are you guys forgetting what we
I
did
love
for you in the
dragonborns.
war? I feel like.
Some of my best friends are dragonborns.
Did you guys forget that what we did for you guys in the war? Us half orcs. I feel like I should deserve some mulligans. Okay, sorry.
I'll forgive you
So-
just this once.
I just
But
turned
you've
my
wounded
back.
me
So-
greatly.
That's the mulligan, right? Like or not a mulligan, but canonical, right? Like I read that the half orcs were kind of a big deal and still okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
solid
In
reference.
an ancient war, but that respect has retained.
Right.
from
I mean,
us
yeah.
there.
I'm gonna.
That's right. Yes.
I messed up, so I'm gonna try to.
Yeah.
Play it off as much as I can.
Hey, Nick, how far are we away from the town if we go on foot?
So the town that you were headed to is over a week away on foot. It would be even longer. However, this town is a short diversion. You'd make it there by nightfall if you carry on that route, or I mean, if you divert to the other route,
Okay.
which would be a good idea because you packed enough supplies to take a wagon ride. You didn't necessarily pack enough supplies to walk twice as
Yeah.
long.
Are we?
Okay,
Am I able to pull the wagon to this close town, or at least?
No,
Okay.
no,
How damaged is the wagon now that he's dragged it along?
worse than it was before, certainly.
Great.
So you had a wheel and an axle busted off, and then he popped off another wheel by dragging it and probably jammed the axle up and bent it, and that can't be repaired now. It's going to have to be replaced. So what I was going to say, actually, is that if you tried to drag it to this town, I'm sure you'd get part of
Okay.
it there. You know, but you're not getting as
Does
much as you want.
anybody?
More
Does
of a
anyone have
sled
any
than a
mending
wagon.
spells?
The better case here, though, is what I would say is Nock, you're a gladiator. You actually, you once visited this town and did a show for them, and in your traveling road show, and you'd at least know, they have a place to eat, drink, resupply. Probably someone who could come out and repair the wagon here, or you could buy a new wagon, or whatever you decide to do. So there's a lot of options there
Okay.
to get back on the road as well.
So okay, I know that Mud Hill is actually really close to here. Oh man, they've got a great ale house and the finest ladies of the night. So we can either just leave the wagon here because I know that they've got a shop that they can bring someone out here and fix the wagon while we just relax, or we can just buy a new one and just put the supplies that's necessary on Ruggles and the other horse that we got. Kind of up to you guys. But I'm pretty much game for anything.
Are there any supplies of particular value in the wagon?
Yeah.
It's basically the stuff that's on your character sheets. So, your changes of clothes, your weapons, and everything else.
So we could relatively easily
sufficient.
just put them in our packs then.
Yeah, carry it yourself, put it on his horse. You'll
Yeah.
be fine to get away with that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'd say that it's probably a good idea for us to leave the cart here, bring our supplies with us, go to this town, take a breather, see if we can get somebody out here to fix it to make our travels to this coastal town much faster.
All right. I mean, that sounds like a good
Perfect.
option. Does anybody have any money to actually do that? Because I am a little broke.
I might be able to help. How much of this horse have we harvested so far?
Well, I've got.
Have you just been cutting it up while you've been talking here?
I imagine like the entire time, like in between like things I say, I'm just
Yeah.
hacking away at it.
Punctuating sentences with a great juicy slashing.
Yeah. You'll certainly get a good supply of horse meat.
Fantastic.
Nick, would any of our characters know if there's any like oddities shop that would really love to have a horse's head?
Would I know that? I've been to
suppose.
town, right?
I suppose you could roll for something like that to see if that. But what you are headed into is a very small town, very tiny population. These kinds
Small
of things
town,
could
okay.
exist certainly, but you'd have to make a roll
Well-
and determine if you know about it.
Well, in that case, I'd say bring the horse's head anyways, because there's some good meat in those cheeks.
Okay. Dragonborn like to use every
Uh,
piece of the horse.
I see.
Exactly.
Knock, how comfortable are you performing in front of a crowd?
I was born to do it. Literally, that's my
Okay.
purpose. What I was born for.
I've got a plan. We're gonna make some money.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Bring as much horse meat as you can carry.
You start heading on towards Mud Hill. Mud Hill is a frontier settlement village in the edge of the forest, the Elven Forest, that was sort of pre-cataclysmic event. This town was founded, and then that was a very contentious move for the Theran Empire at the time. The elves were very anti-settlers at the time. Since then, they have made alliances and peace pacts, basically taking on survivors as refugees from the collapse of the mountains. So you're moving through, and because of that collapse, one of the effects in this world is that storms have moved further away from where the inland places as well. Water has been sort of pulled out because of the ocean draining literally into some kind of bottomless abyss, and coasts are miles and miles away. So you have a lot of dead vegetation that you end up looking at. It's probably late fall weather anyhow, so there would be a lot of leafless trees and that kind of thing to begin with, but this is far worse the closer and closer you get to Mud Hill. It's just shades of brown and dirt, and as the sun goes down, you are walking through this sort of desolate landscape. And I have placed a little artwork there, courtesy of Alec Adams. He is our buddy Golem on Discord and other internet places, but he's the artist helping us through all of these adventures, and he decided to do a little piece for that when we were talking
Oh.
one night.
That's
So-
awesome.
Yeah.
That is really nice.
That's great.
So that's our sort of mood as night falls in the very muddy and hazy wastes of this middle country frontier. I would say you get denser and denser forest as you proceed, though, and actually approach Mud Hill.
I've definitely been eating this entire time, like a lot. Like,
Okay.
You would be looking like if you caught me, you'd be like, "Damn, that's like the 5th thing you've had to eat in like the last 3 hours."
Okay, I'm gonna need you to hide that food as we're going into town.
Why?
I'm gonna sell them on the fact that you got this big and strong eating horse meat.
Oh, that's not true though.
Well, yeah, but they don't know that.
Okay. I mean, some of it's horse meat, but it's not all horse meat. I mean, that's.
It's a great additive. They probably put it in just about everything you've been eating. So it's only a half.
I mean,
lie.
I think I'm okay with that, but if someone asks me, because I'm trying to change my the way I'm perceived. Like I played a villain for a long time. I'm trying to be a hero now. All right, so like if they ask
Well,
me,
it's
if
not
they ask
lying.
me,
It's just another kind of
But if-
performance.
okay,
You're just on a different stage.
I get you. But if they ask
The hero
me,
inspires.
I'm gonna try to give them some health facts. So can't get this beautiful body.
Health facts about
Can't
horse
get this
meat.
beautiful body
Right.
just on horse meat alone.
Just sell the horse meat.
All right, I'll give it a shot, but I can't say that I
Look, kid, and I'm gonna do my best to reach up and put my hands on your shoulders, and I'll probably get as far as your knees.
Yeah, I was gonna say a halfling, and he's like a 7 foot tall.
I
Yeah,
crouch
orc.
down because I get what he's trying to do.
We've all got to do things we're not proud of sometimes. All right? You want to be a star? You gotta put in the work. Okay, kid? I'm gonna take you real far, but you gotta trust me.
I am a star. I'm the Knock. Everybody knows that when you hear me coming, you start running.
But not enough people know.
That's the problem, though. Everybody knows, and they know that I'm a bad guy. I don't want to be a bad guy no more.
You were only a bad guy until you started eating horse meat. Now let's sell them. Let's sell them some horse meat.
I roll my eyes and just kind of shrug and get up and try to dismiss this conversation.
So you make it in as night has fallen. You are actually rather just on the edge of the town, crossing over their. They have like a small goat wall that surrounds the village, and surrounded on all sides by these sort of choked lifeless trees. You start to hear something, and you get the sense that you're being watched. Something sort of moving through the leaf litter around you.
I shout out, "Hey, who's there?"
It stops. It freezes instantly.
Can I run at it?
You take off running, and it responds in kind. Whatever's out there in the darkness, and even with your half-orc dark vision, you don't see it. It moves towards the town, and you will enter the town proper, giving pursuit, I will say.
Okay.
So, the town opens up before you. You have these ramshackle village houses, the sort of dead grass, dirt, and it lives up to its name of Mud Hill as you sort of stomp through dried, caked. Well, I guess that doesn't live up to the name, but caked on dirt, dried over the last few generations of
The town formerly known
rain.
as Mud Hill.
Right, yeah. So I'm going to actually put you guys on the map now. Oh, I just dropped Karen.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. At some point, you just lose speed with that thing that you're chasing. It is far faster than you.
Oh.
But you've probably gotten into the town ahead of the party a little bit as they are catching up. Your horse is presumably trotting with the party since you ran on ahead.
Oh yeah, the horse
And-
Ruggles. He's he's my horse, but it's like it's unfortunately not that important to me. It's just like carries all my
Okay.
stuff.
Whatever this creature was, you never caught sight of it. You just heard it racing through, and it ran into town. And when you get into town, it is eerily silent. Aside from a swinging sign that kind of squeaks in the night wind, you have empty houses. Not a candle light in a window. You have open doors just kind of, hanging there. This isn't the place you visited years ago. I mean, it is physically the place, but it has lost all life that it once had. It's like a ghost town.
I'm getting a real creepy vibe from this place, guys.
Can I do like a perception check, see if I can notice anything around here?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm just gonna press R a few times. All right. 4. That's
All
my.
right. You don't catch anything of particular note here. Certainly, it is quiet. You've lost track of the creature you were pursuing, and you simply have the empty town ahead of you.
I was going to ask if I could take a look inside the nearest house and see if there are any markings.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with him. Can I help him, I guess?
That's fine. Yep. So the two of you move up and start checking out this house. We'll say you're inside. The door is just hanging open. It looks like something has definitely been in here and ransacked the place already. You can make perception rolls to try to notice any other signs there.
My investigation's +4.
So you could use your investigation bonus if it's higher.
I only got an 8.
So vaguely, you're looking at an 11, I think, because you have the rainbow die, right?
Yeah.
At 11, you notice some marks on the floor that something with claws has run across here. It could be that they had a dog or something like that scuffed up the wood floors, but there's definitely something that has tracked through here a number of times. And it is fitting because at around this time, there is a clattering of pots and pans from another house down the street, and something kind of almost falling backwards out of the house emerges. It is a reptilian creature with black feathers on its chest, a sort of white-collared vulture neck of feathers, and a red raptor-like head, almost a crimson blood red color. It backs out and drops the things it's carrying and turns and sees the huge Hulk there. It immediately panics. It eyes go wide. It skitters back away as much as it can, and it says, "You fools! Turns the ways! Don't you know of the curse?"
Can I shout out, what curse?
And it doesn't seem to want to respond to you. It instead seems like just you're calling out to it. Another voice kind of panics it more, and it actually takes off running.
Oh.
Not all the way away. Still within sight, I would say. I just can't get it to place properly. There we go. At this point, if anyone wants to do anything, we'll roll initiative.
Oh, yeah. I want to try to tackle him.
Oh, yay. I have 4.
Oh, come on.
I got a
11.
20.
Oh, no. I crit failed.
I have +3 to initiative. I've got 14 overall.
All right. Well, Kyle certainly is interested in tackling this thing because he is raring to go. Knock, you're up first. What's the plan?
All right. So I can move, and then I can also get an action, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take one of my hand axes, and I want to throw it at his legs.
Okay. So you make an attack roll with a d20.
And we got a 7.
You just throw the axe and it chunks into the dirt somewhere. Doesn't quite connect. All right, then that's your action. Vaguely.
Hi. I'm gonna leave the house.
Hi.
Hi. I'm gonna see what's happening, but I'm not gonna react. I'm just gonna wait.
You're just watching, see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, the creature says, "Fine. If you wish to chase me into this town, be consumed by it." And it runs away just as the groans of the walking dead begin to fill the air.
Uh-oh.
Wow, there's a lot of undead folks next to me.
There is. And I believe that puts us to Karen as the lizard folk gets out of there and the undead all march in.
I'd
on
like
you.
to cast Moonbeam on
Okay.
on the this area right here.
Okay. I'm gonna draw a little box,
Okay.
assuming that's what you like.
Yep, that sounds right.
That's the 4 you would have targeted?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. And what you get to do is they make constitution saves. You roll 2d10 damage. If they save, they take half. If they fail, they take the full damage.
Let's see what happens. 7 and 4, so 11.
So 11 damage, and neither of them save. So 2 just burning corpses erupt into flame under your light there. And they are still standing, but only just.
Okay.
And it is Hobie's turn.
Okay, I'm going to back up here, maybe, and then I'm going to cast Bane on both of the zombies that are close to us.
Okay, that'll work. One of them passes, the other one will definitely fail. Bane gives it disadvantage on attack rolls, right? Or no, my 1d4 negative on attack rolls, that's what it is.
Yeah, he subtracts that from either his attack roll or a saving throw.
Okay, cool.
I'm just going to back up and say, "Your face is stupid!" And now he's really distracted.
Oh man, zombies hate when their faces look stupid.
Exactly.
They really care
Well,
about these things.
What I've done is, and it won't affect his HP, but I did emotional damage,
Uh-huh.
I think.
Yeah.
And
Can
now
you
he's
roll
going
for that?
he's going to rethink his personal
Yeah.
appearance.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. We're back at the top of the initiative. Kyle, a lot of new targets for you.
Okay, let's see. Can I climb on this house right here?
Climb onto a house?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
sure.
I want to climb up there and dive onto this zombie right here.
So you're going to make an athletics check? I'll give you that. All right,
Alright.
make an athletics check.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, an 18. Plus, I have a 6, so that's a 24. So I absolutely did it.
Yeah, you grab the roof and pull yourself up onto it. You're stepping on a thatched roof probably, and crushing it under your weight, and then you're jumping off the other side.
Yeah, I would always have my Warhammer, and I'm going to double hand it, like jumping off the roof right onto this zombie right here.
All right. So
It's 1d10.
go ahead and make your attack roll. We'll let the athletics roll serve for both purposes. If you hit, you'll get an extra d4 damage.
Okay, so d10. So it says Warhammer is 1d10 since I'm double handing it, plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
And
D10
then-
plus 4 plus 1d4.
Here we go. And that's a 12 plus 4, so that's 16.
Yes. So 16 damage, you come off, and I mean, you hit its head, it caves in, brains and other matter just squirt out of the sides, and the entire thing drops collapse to the ground and dead. Re-dead.
Ah! Oh, that was awesome.
I'm gonna point out for your gladiator nature and you're wanting to show off all the time.
Yeah.
All of that happened behind the house.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. Otherwise, I would have been a very enthusiastic spectator.
Can I use a non-action and like punch the wall in frustration because I realized no one saw that?
Yeah, sure.
Knock, that sounded awesome, buddy.
Wait.
You're doing good.
None of you saw that?
Probably.
Nah, man, you're
You
behind
guys
the
caught
house.
that right?
In my mind, it
Can
was
I
great.
kneel down
Sure
and
was, buddy.
Hey, get up! I gotta get up! I gotta do that again. Get up!
Yeah. All right. And so that one is definitely destroyed. Vaguely, you're up at the top.
And I'm gonna take a shot at the one behind the house, like in line of Karen.
Okay.
And that's my D20, which is over here.
Mm-hmm. That looks like a hit to me.
That looks good. Now I have to remember. So it's D10 plus 3. So that should be 6.
6 points of damage. All right. You blast it, you hit it in the ribs, and there's just a puff of dust that comes out. This is a very desiccated old corpse. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of internal organs there to worry about, so it just keeps marching at you.
Did that catch the attention of any of the ones that are farther away?
They don't care.
Good.
They are focused on what they're focused on. So, in fact, at that, it will lumber towards you.
Ah, nice.
Barely making it with a double move and not being able to attack yet. So it's just like the entire round as it's staggering its way towards you. These begin to, en masse, descend on Kyle.
The knock, dude. This is the knock.
The knock.
Yeah. You
So
fear-
that one will get to attack.
Oh,
This one will not. But it will go ahead and move up like it is going to. So only one attack on you so far.
Okay.
Same here, just going to get up on you, which is going to pretty effectively block you off with that house behind you.
Okay.
Karen, you get to hit one of these as it passes through unwittingly.
Sweet.
And two of them, actually. So we will make you go ahead and roll your 2d10, and I will roll saves. And they both fail. 19.
Nice.
Nice.
Holy smokes. All right, that just... So two of them are just walking by, and they engulf in silvery flame. They make it about 3 steps past and just drop before burning out to nothing. That is that, and I have one attack to roll on Kyle right now. That's all. That's disappointing.
Yeah, you gotta beat a 15.
And I do not. They are... So it just kind of claws at your armor, scrapes down, and then gets to, like, just past the breastplate where it's, like, rubbing your abs a little bit. So, Nock is dealing with that. It is Karen's turn. That's where we're
I
at.
think I'd like to use my wild shape ability. I will describe my transformation thusly. I kind of hunch over as though I'm in pain a little bit and make a bit of a squeaky noise. And all of my clothing and everything I'm carrying in my pack absorbs into my body, and instead of scales, they start to... Whoa.
Wow, I'm so immersed.
It couldn't have been better.
Oh my
Let's-
god! Please
I can
keep
really
that in.
hear
Keep
it.
that in.
Yeah, I make that sound. And my scales start to collapse inwards towards my body, and in their place, gray, thick fur starts to burst from my flesh, and my snout gets all long and wolf-like, and and I suddenly have a sweet tail and big claws and big old teeth. And as my transformation completes, I howl briefly at the moon because you have to. And then
I've seen 80s
yeah,
movies.
exactly. And then I turn my attention towards this guy right here.
All right. Give him the old bite.
Yes, I am going to attack with bite.
Okay.
Oh no!
You are a dire wolf,
Yes.
Ouch. All right. So unfortunately, your bite flat out misses. You know, you spent just a little too long on the howl, and then when you came crashing down in this massive. Direwolf is like a wolf the size of a horse.
Yep.
So you kind of, resume down to all four after like standing up and howling. You crash down and you bite, but the zombie has just happened to move over here in that time somehow.
Like a Labrador when you're
and
throwing
you
a
missed
snack at its face and it just completely misses.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Well, based on the noises that I heard earlier, it seems like it was a very small dog, so she's probably closer to a York
Yeah.
A Yorkie Dire Terrier. I love it.
Hobie, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on this guy that's kind of looming over me.
Okay. The one who took the bane or the one who did not take the bane?
The one who took the bane. The one who very clearly looks like he means me harm.
Okay.
Because I don't abide by that.
Do not abide. So I roll a saving throw.
Yep, DC 13.
Oh, I do pass. This zombie is resistant to your vicious mockery. Oh no, wait. He's got. I'm sorry. He's got bane. I have to roll again.
Okay, good.
And that will fail him.
Yes!
Perfect.
Woo,
All
bane!
right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so I want to kind of like lean in as he's going to take a bite out of me and go, your friends only pretend to like you.
I like how
Really
your
just sort
character is dedicated to saying these things
Yeah.
when your target
Yeah.
can't understand it at all. Like,
Well, he doesn't have to understand it,
Right,
right?
exactly.
Like the spell even says it works if they don't understand me. So he
Right.
got the intent.
yeah,
He knows what I was saying.
He feels it. That's for sure. What happens with vicious
Okay.
mockery?
That's a D4 of psychic damage, and now he gets disadvantage on all his attack rolls against me,
Oh, okay.
or all his attack rolls in general.
In general, okay.
All right.
So he's
roll.
double disadvantaged.
4.
Yep. Okay. 4 damage, psychic damage, racks a zombie's brain or whatever personification it has, and it goes, "Oh, I didn't like that."
Oh, I
And it-
racked his heart.
Yeah, it shrinks back a little bit, but it is mildly wounded, I would say, for a zombie. And Kyle, you're surrounded
I see that
around the corner of that house. That is a lot of zombies.
because there's a bunch of enemies around me. I'd like to equip the shield. I'd like to one hand and
Yeah.
then put my shield on because it's like, ooh. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and push this. Okay, so this is gonna be the first time I'm using a superiority dice. But
Yep.
first, I need to see if my attack lands. I guess, right?
Well, the superiority die adds to your attack. So you take 1d8 plus 1d20,
Okay.
roll them, and that's your attack, plus your regular bonuses.
Okay, so I got my D8 and I got my D20. Those are the two I'm
So
rolling.
you roll those, and you add 6.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll them and then plus 6. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so rolling those, we got an 8 plus 6, which will be 12.
Okay.
That's horrible.
So 12 against... they are armor class 8
wait,
because they are zombies.
Six. Sorry, it's a 14, not a 12.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. But you're still fine. You definitely hit. Now it gets a chance to make a saving throw on strength, which it will not get. It has a total of 8 on that roll. So this one takes the hit and goes back 15 feet.
Okay.
Boom. So you can go. Do you get damage with that too? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I messed you up. You didn't add the D8 to your attack. You add it to your damage.
Okay.
So
okay,
you
so
probably
I
still would have
oh,
hit because it only had an AC 8. So we'll still give it to you.
So
what did
okay.
you?
I had
What
a-
did you roll on the D8? Is it this 2?
Yeah, I got a 2 on the D8, and then I had a 6
All right.
on
Add
the.
that 2 to your damage now.
Okay. So just roll damage then.
Mm-hmm. Which is
I'm using the
D8
Warhammer,
now
so-
because you
Yeah. So
went one-handed.
2 plus 4, so it'd be 6. Then plus another 6 because it's.
Plus another 4.
Oh, okay. It says my attack
So,
bonus
because-
is 6.
You correct. Attack bonus is accuracy.
Okay.
Damage bonus is on that sheet next to it.
So we have 6 plus another 4, so that's 10.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Total.
Sorry,
so you
everybody
end up
watching.
with 10.
Sorry, we're bad at math.
That's part of figuring out D&D.
Yeah.
So you get 10 damage and you knock him back
Yeah.
to like the edge of this rock, and then now if you run away, these 2 will attack you.
Okay, so yeah, can I like do like can I try to like do an evasive run back? Is that a thing I can do?
Not really. You've used your action now anyway.
Okay, so I just gotta-
At this point,
I can
you're
only
just
move.
moving. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Yep.
try to move. Oh, I'm gonna try to move as close as I can to the rest of the party because like I'm very far from them.
Yep, I agree. I think
Yeah.
that's smart. So that I'm looking at hitting a 17 now because you have your shield up.
Yep.
So I'm rolling, and it is abysmal. So
Perfect.
they scratch at you again. That one never took its hand off your chest, and it just kind of looks surprised.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pick you up. And you can move where you want to move now.
All
with your full
right.
movement.
Just wherever the spaces can allow me to like in their direction.
So 1, 2, 3. You got to get around these obstacles here. So 4, 5, 6. You could probably get right about here,
Okay, that's good.
and that will keep you some distance. So you guys see him crashing through these hay piles and around these trees. The horse spooks and runs a different way now, away from its master.
Ruggles, you son of a
And,
bitch.
He's
Wait, can I say that?
he's still the scariest looking thing out here.
All right. That was your turn. That brings us to Veglia once more.
So, from my angle, I've witnessed our strongest party member climb onto a roof, jump down, and then run around seemingly unscathed, while the two nearest to me have insulted a zombie and turned into an inefficient wolf.
Yes.
A Yorkshire.
So,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna move, but not disengage because I want to attack afterwards. Is there like anywhere over here I can get to where I can see one of the zombies, preferably the one that you kicked away?
Well, if you don't, you're gonna disengage if you move outside of the range of this zombie.
Yeah, I'm trying to get away from the zombie. I'm not using disengage. I'm just trying to leave.
Right.
And he
So
hits me.
I see what you're saying. So you're saving an attack. Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's going to attack you, and it will hit. The first hit I think yet so far this game.
On a player
so
character, not first hit.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Right. First threat against you guys, I should say. So it raises up its arms and it rakes a claw across your face
Nice.
for a whole whopping 2 points of damage.
Oh, no.
But you're pretty sure that could get infected if you don't put something on that. So
I am
kind of
okay
scratches
with that.
across your face. Then you can move. You've got your full 6 movement. You want to get a sight on what exactly?
On this one, preferably. The one that was knocked away.
Yeah, you could do that. You could walk right up pretty close behind your friend there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get to here.
Yep.
And fire at will. That's the name of that zombie.
Aw, poor Will.
Yeah.
And then it's a D10. 4 plus 3.
Did you roll your attack?
Yeah, I got 14.
Oh, okay. Okay. And more than that even, because you had your attack bonus.
And then my damage is 4 plus 3.
Okay. Which, that's the one that Kyle hit for 8, is that right? No, 10. I'm sorry, 10. So you do, yeah, all right. That blows a piece of this zombie off that it needed, maybe its kneecap, and it drops and eventually gives up on crawling at you. Let's go ahead and start over here then with the halfling, who is surrounded on either side. 2 zombies
boy.
attacking you. One of them has disadvantage, so I need to roll that out. Okay, the one with disadvantage is it just doesn't even seem to care. Oh, that's you. Let me put you back. It just kind of like wanders this way a little bit. Because it
Yeah, he knows
swings
who he's messing
swings over your head, completely misses, and just staggers away. The other one, though, what is your AC?
14.
A 14, it will hit. So it manages to reach down and try to grab onto your tiny little halfling arms, and it squeezes with these nailed hands. 3 damage as it
I
digs
did
in.
not give consent. Okay.
All right. It is clawing into you, hurting real bad. And then over here, we have so many more. You've successfully bottlenecked them, which is nice. So they'd have to double move to even get to you, so I'm just going to move them up. And no attacks coming from this way. A few of them maybe will kind of stagger down the street this way, just to mix things up. They're all moving through the haystacks. A couple go around the street, and we have Karen. up.
Okay, so Still in my dire wolf form, I'd like to move a smidge closer to this guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
And do that same bite attack and hopefully not completely fail. So d20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Okay, so 3 and 3. And then it says plus 3 piercing damage.
Correct.
So,
yep. So
okay.
you bite into it for
Probably
9
your
points of
strength.
damage total. So yeah, vaguely shot it in the chest, ripped a
Whoa.
good hole in it. You come in and grab it by the shoulder and just shake it until the life goes out of this thing.
Woo!
You've got it
Heck yeah.
lifted off the ground, ragdolled.
Good dog. I want to give her a piece of horse meat as a treat.
I was very impressed. I was very impressed with that.
And then after Karen, Hobie. Your one insulted
Okay.
zombie is just really reconsidering
Yeah.
its entire undead
That's
existence.
very rude. I feel like we had a thing going here. We had both. It's a
Man.
a non-verbal contract. I'm gonna take him down. I'm gonna stab him with an actual sword this time, not just with words. All right, here we go. I'm rolling for stabbing. Oh my god.
It was for a second. I thought it was going to be that 20.
Oh man.
Well, that's plus 5. So that'd be a 10.
will hit. Yeah. Zombies are not
Oh wow.
not much to worry
Zombies
about.
Suck.
Yeah, right?
Okay, cool. Let me grab a D8. There we go. So it's gonna be 1d8 plus 3 piercing.
Ooh,
Hey,
there you
10.
go. 10 damage. You jab him in the back of the knee and just kind of wiggle it around and make him drop as he takes a knee there. He's having just the roughest day. I mean, honestly, if anyone should feel sorry for anyone here, he's hobbled now, hobbled by Hobie, and insulted, and it's just bad for him.
That's my my line of perfume.
Hobbled.
by Hobie.
Perfect. I love it.
Excellent. Kyle, your gambit worked. They've chased after you, and now you have one right in front of you, just dead to rights.
I'm gonna pick up Devin and I'm gonna say, all right, I hope you're ready for this. And I want to throw him onto the roof.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
I want to pick up Devin and throw him onto the roof that's next to us. So he,
Okay.
I'm still pretty far away. Can
Yeah,
you make
you're
it
not
over here?
Devin, but I think you're thinking of Vaguely's character.
yeah, Vaguely's character. Vaguely's
Yeah.
character. Sorry.
Okay,
Gaul.
which is Gaul. Yeah.
Oh,
So you're gonna have to move because you're a square away from Vaguely.
okay. That's
So you'll
fine.
take an attack of opportunity to do it.
Someone's gonna get. Oh yeah. There's one character. That's fine.
Okay. That attack misses anyway because your armor is fine.
Yep.
So you can step to here.
Yep. And I want to throw him onto the roof.
So now you're trying to throw a person.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 20 feet across.
Yeah.
Probably another 10 feet up.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him bardic inspiration,
So, okay. Okay.
so you get to add a d6.
Okay.
So
Please don't mess this
you're
up.
throwing a
Don't kill
whole
Vaguely.
person 25 feet, give or take.
Okay.
With a d20 and a d6, I guess, for
Okay.
Bardic
Let me grab my
Inspiration.
D6.
I'm just hyping him up from the back. Oh my god, he's gonna do it! Holy crap!
Yeah.
This can't
All
be
right, all right,
real!
This
ready?
can't be happening. Yeah.
All right. Here we go then. Let's try this out. So we got a 22.
Ah,
Hey!
all right. 22 plus your strength of 4.
Yep.
So 26.
Yeah.
So
I throw him 26
we
feet.
get a big wire foo moment where you just like grab him by the back of his coat and launch him.
I whispered to him. I
And he
said,
just-
"Don't mess this up," and I throw him up there.
and I assume you're not resisting vaguely. If
No,
you
I'm
are,
not.
that's a little different.
I'm too surprised
Okay.
to resist.
Right.
He's
Okay.
too
Okay.
stoic.
And then so here's the
I
thing.
don't know how we're gonna. Oh, it does fit. Okay.
Okay,
Sweet.
so I want. Okay, now that he's up there, I'm gonna use an action surge, and then I'm gonna use a commanding strike and tell him to shoot these zombies.
Oh, nice.
Oh god.
Okay. So you get a free action to attack now. Vaguely, he spends one. You spend one of your superiority die to do that, right?
Yeah. I use one of his superiority dice, and then
Okay.
that adds to his
So-
attack bonus, which is a D8.
Okay. Sweet. So vaguely, you get an extra attack with a D8 right now.
Well, I with a D8
With an
like-
extra D8.
With
an
my,
extra
I get,
So
I roll a
D20 and a
D8 for
D8.
him, and then he
Let's
gets
go
his
grab my
own.
D8.
Oh,
So-
you want to roll the D8, Kyle?
Yeah, I'll roll my d8, or he can roll it. It's fine.
Okay.
It's
Oh, you
whatever.
roll your D8. I'll roll my
Yeah,
D20.
so I'll go ahead and roll mine right now, I guess. So you get a 2. You get extra 2 points.
On my 6.
So that's 8 plus your regular shooting bonus, which we know it hits because they have an 8 AC anyway. But
Is that
you
plus
have a
5?
5 for your pistol. So then you obviously definitely hit 13. Which one are you shooting?
I'm going to go for the one that's closest to him. I got 9 plus 3, so 12.
12
so
damage. Nice.
12.
And that one had been hit
Yeah.
before by Karen's moonbeam, so he was already singed, and you blow his brains out.
This is a good plan.
All right. This zombie clearly cannot bite the fur of a giant dire wolf. It just sits there gnawing on you and not making any progress. These move up ineffectually, and 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll get 2. Oh, that one's dead. Yeah, we'll get 2 attacks on our fighter.
Woo! Bring it. I'm gonna.
I think. Well, yeah. Oh no! What you have your shield up, so 1 misses. But
17.
1 is a crit.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And ouch. So this has gone about as dramatically as I think it could, just by random luck of the dice.
Yeah.
That is 14 damage
Wow.
with one of
Okay.
these things. Like, you guys have just been owning this battle. You've managed everything. Everything's going well. And then one of these gets in on your neck and bites in, and there is just this huge spurting gout of blood shooting out of you.
Okay.
Boo. Boo.
Conveniently, at this time, a voice breaks through. Back, undead! And a silvery light joins in with Karen's own and fills the field, and many of the undead in the area shrink away and turn back away from it. A man has arrived, a sort of elderly, I wouldn't say elderly, I would say late middle-age person with graying hair and just an exhausted look on his face.
Is that how big he is?
He's massive, yeah. He's wearing clerical vestments denoting a local religion, probably dedicated to a subset of a Pelor worships, a sun god, effectively. He keeps his vestments very well kept, very nice, except for an inevitable mud staining, dirt staining, and fraying down at the edges of it. He has cast a channeling of divinity, it seems, to turn undead away from you, and he tells you, please, you shouldn't be here, but I could take you to the inn where we have other survivors. Come with me if you can.
Can I chase down the one that bit me? I got some. I got some.
Yeah?
I got some. You know. I got
Is it
some,
safe to assume the group is going to start going with him, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Get off the
Okay.
roof.
So Kyle, as like a passing thing, go ahead and make your attack roll as you leave to end the one that is trying to. It's like cowering.
It's gonna be
basically,
very
under the might of his.
This is gonna be brutal. Like, I'm not using a weapon. This is like I'm slamming him into the ground.
Oh, okay.
Like because
Yeah, I'll just give it to you
In the- in
because
the-
that thing is already pretty wounded.
Yeah.
Probably.
in the combat league, like it's very faux pas to injure another combatant, like on purpose. So like now I've kind of
Okay.
lost my cool. Like this is. Do you want me to roll or like were you just gonna give it to me?
I'll just give it to you. Yeah,
Okay.
for dramatic purposes, everyone has sort of de-escalated except for you, and you're like, hey, not cool, dude.
Yeah.
And you go up to this zombie and.
Yeah, I basically I grabbed him by the neck and I'm slammed him into the ground until basically there is either dust or just pulp left.
All right.
Essentially to me his skull is going to be like his head. What would be a head is no longer available for viewing to anyone around me until
You
I'm
just
satisfied.
grab him and smash him until he breaks.
Yeah,
Okay, you kind of run and catch up with everybody else as they're walking down the road.
yeah.
So this man introduces himself as Father Declan, and he tells you he can get you to safety. He was out preparing rituals that will help keep the town folks safe tomorrow, and he's in a kind of a hurry, so quick as he can, he moves you along, and he takes you to the Clay Cask, which is the local inn, and bangs on the door because it is certainly not open, and declares, I found others! It's Declan! I need to be let in immediately. There's a pause. He bangs again, and then there is a shifting behind the door. People are moving a barricade away, and they open the door for you. And that's where we'll end our first session of instant roleplay.
Oh snap! What happens next?
Oh.
I gotta pee really badly.
Yeah.